Fire signs. What's going on, fire signs? How you doing, fire signs? I hope that this video finds you in good health and spirit. It's yours truly, Sabrina, and this is Rainbow Warrior Tarot, okay? So right now I'm going to be doing your Lovers Weekly check-in, tap-in. The dates for this reading are going to be good from June 25th, 2024 till July the 2nd, 2024. Right now it is June the 25th, 2024. It's 3:04 a.m. in Houston, Texas. So I'm up late, trying to get these readings out. I tried to get them out Sunday, but I had just so many personal readings that kind of just got in the way of everything, you know what I mean? So I'm here to do them today, so y'all can get them a little later after they load on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and all stuff like that, okay? So now this reading is going to be the Lovers Check-in, Tap-in. It's going to be for the fire signs. It's going to be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Now, this is just a general message. Please take what resonates with you. Leave the rest here because it might resonate with someone else, okay? So, that being said, this reading is only going to be for lovers, right? I do feel like there are some broke up couples here, right? It could be a day, a few days, a week, even up to a month. Now, if you're here asking for somebody to see for somebody you haven't seen in a year, this is not that kind of reading, okay? And I'm not trying to be mean. Give me 1 minute. I'm not trying to be mean, right? So, but if you want to listen to the reading, hey, knock yourself out, because to me, my readings are like story time. So if you like stories, then that's exactly what it is here, okay? So like I said, knock yourself out. Okay, so let me go ahead and cut them a little bit more, so. But I know I just got done doing the air signs, and it was a very emotional reading, you know what I mean? It's like about two people, healing between each other, you know what I mean? So we'll see what the fire signs have going on, I'm not saying it's going to be one of them situations, but hey, it might come out to be that. So let's go ahead and shuffle a little bit more. Oh, that's one. So that is going to be the first one. Okay, so the picture that I see is I feel like the females that are here, female energy. I feel the female is very intuitive, and she knows her power. She's also very kind and nourishing, you know what I mean? And I don't feel the male energy is so much that way from what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling. But I know for sure the female energy is very in tune, very in tune into Mother Nature. And very in tune with herself also. Very loving, very nourishing. She'll pretty much give her last to somebody that don't have, okay? So let's go ahead and keep it moving. Universe. Can the fire signs get their second card? Second card for the fire signs. Second card for the fire sign. Okay, soulmate. So this is the second card, you know what I mean? Okay, so I do feel like there is some broken upness. And I also do feel it's because the male energy is not so, in tune. So a lot of times when one side is not in tune, it's not going to work out. Or it could work out, then that would mean the feminine energy has to be more, open-minded, we can say, understanding. You know what I mean? Because when a man's set in a certain way, it's very hard for that man to understand and get on the level of intuition when it comes to the female, right? But because when I look at the card, I see the woman like, you know, embracing him. And she's like, you know, like that, pretty much just looking at him, but like trying to get the kiss. But if you look at the male energy, he's like, you know, let me let you look at it. Look at the female energy. She's reaching in for a kiss. But look at the male energy. Him, not so much. Now, if he was the same way, there would be, you know, like that. They both would be like that. But it's just the female energy. The male energy is not. So I do feel like that's why there is a breakup here, you know what I mean? Because the male energy is not so much, you know what I mean? They do care, but feminine energy, that's one thing you got to understand. This male wasn't raised the way you were. I feel like the female energy had a mom and dad. They were there for them. Now, I feel like with the male energy, they had a dad, but they didn't have a female energy. So I would have to say that the male energy has mommy issues. So if he has mommy issues, he's going to have female issues, right? So that's why he's not too compassionate with you. But I do feel in my heart that he does love you. But it's hard for him to show that because he wasn't raised with that. And then plus his dad, you know, was very a ladies' man. So he's used to seeing his dad with a lot of women, but not like paying attention to that. You know what I mean? So that's why the guy is very, you know, not in tune like the female. You know what I mean? So she's, you know, a lot of times when we're kids, you know, we learn what we see. And what we see is what we're taught. You know what I mean? So that's why the male energy is not into it like the female is, okay? Let's get the third card, y'all. Will the male energy be able to come around? I think so. I think he will. So you, feminine energy, you didn't come into the man's life just for nothing. You came in here to teach him something. You know what I mean? So I do feel like when we meet people in life, if we don't learn nothing off them, we're wasting our time. Every person that you meet, you're supposed to learn something. If you're not learning anything with the person that you're with intimately, relationship-wise, then you're wasting your time. So that's just the way it goes. You know, if you're not learning from each other, then y'all wasting each other's time, right? So I have to shuffle a little bit more. So, okay, that's enough. So let's go ahead and get the third card. Universe, can the air signs get their third card? Third card for the fire sign. Okay. Oop, hold on. There's some cards that spin around. We need to. Okay, that's right. I was looking at it wrong. So this is the third card. So when I'm looking at this card, if you can see, the female energy in this card is by herself. The male energy right here in this card, the female is in it, but the male isn't. So the female energy, okay, the thing is with this female energies, you can't build a man. You know what I mean? That's kind of like that song that by K. Michelle, Can't Raise a Man. You can't raise a man because he's already grown. You know what I mean? That's something that he has to do on his own. He has to choose to do it. Because if you help him do it and he does it, chances are he's not going to be with you. You know what I mean? He'll go off to another female. And that's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? You can't build nobody. You can't make nobody. Because if you build him up, it's like you're taking the place of the mom. So what do boys do when they grow up? When they don't, you know, when the mother's not there like that teaching them, they go on. They get them a woman. They get them a wife. So I think this reading for is like for female, you know, you got to go on about your business. You know what I mean? You got to find someone that was raised the right way, like how you were. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't raised right. And I'm not trying to bash the male energy here, but that is the truth. And if it's a male energy watching the video, you got a lot of work to do on yourself. You know what I mean? Because when it comes to love, it has to be back and forth. You know what I mean? And sometimes when you do the work to yourself, it's better to do it by yourself. Because if you do it with someone else, then you're just dragging them through the mud. So do yourself a favor, do them a favor. And I think it's just best for the couples here, you know, that are looking right now, watching. It's best probably for y'all to go your own separate ways. For the male energy to work on themselves, and then for the female energy to find someone that's gonna match her energy and appreciate the energy that she puts in. So this reading is about the energy, about the female energy leaving and finding someone that's gonna match her energy and put in the same that she's putting in, okay? So I know it's kind of a little harsh reading, but hey, I gotta give it like the way I see it, you know what I mean? So there it is. We did get one card. I'm gonna go ahead and accept it. It is the World card, which is a female energy. And like I said, this is the World. This is cycle complete. So I do feel like the female is complete within herself. You know what I mean? But the male energy, not so much. So like I said, we already know the female energy is in tune, intuitive. She loves herself. She respects herself. But I also got the Nine of Cups on the bottom. So I also have to feel that this is the male energy. You know what I mean? The male energy is content by himself. But if you look at the cups up there, I like to think of them as like different females. So, you know what I mean? I think the male energy in this relationship, it took him everything in his power not to mess with no other females. But I think he's coming around that point that he wants to, because, you know, that's what he was taught to do. I doubted that he did mess with another female while he was with this female here that we're talking about. But he's had thoughts about it, you know what I mean? So I'm sorry, female energy, you're gonna have to get away from that, because if he's thinking about it, ain't gonna be no time for him, you know, before he does act. So that man has a lot of work to do. But usually when we go through things and see things and learn things from a child, it's hard to break free from it. But I'm not saying it can't happen. It's going to take time, okay? So let's go ahead and keep it moving. Universe, can we get the second card for the first card? Second card, okay. It looks like it's a right side up. The Nine of Cups. Okay, so you did get the Nine of Cups for the first card, and that's the second card. When I'm looking at the Nine of Cups, I do see, even though it is a male, somebody of a male, but it can be male or female, because when I'm looking at it, you look at that pointed nose, it looks like a female to me. You know what I mean? But when it's dealing with this male energy, it's very slow. It's not slow on the female energy, but it's slow on the male side. You know what I mean? It's very slow. It's slow to the point where it's not even moving. Because if you see the horse, he's taking his sweet time. You know what I mean? And I think that's what the male energy does, and it's not really fair for the feminine energy, okay? At the bottom of the card, like I said, this is the male energy. You know what I mean? He cries over spilled milk. You know, the past, what he's been through, especially with his old barren dad, you know what I mean, really did a number on him. So if you see him right here, this is how he needs to be. He needs to be by himself, doing the work for himself, okay? Because he can't contribute the same love that you can put in feminine energy. So it's all about you having respect for yourself, feminine energy, getting out this relationship, and finding, getting with someone that's going to put in the same and was raised the way you were raised, okay? Final card for the first card. Final card for the first card. Final card for the first card, universe. Can the fire signs get their final card for the first card? Final card for the first card. Okay. It came. It looks like it's going to be a right side up. Yes, feminine energy. Just like I said, you're going to have to leave. You're going to have to get up out of this, because I do feel like feminine energy, you do be feeling some kind of way when the male energy does not want to put in the same energy as you do. The love that you're with now. I do also see that there is a breakup here, you know what I mean? And I also feel the male energy, I'm not, okay, wait a minute. Now that I see that there's a breakup, I do feel like male energy is entertaining people that he was dealing with before he got with you. And I think feminine energy, you did see some information about him conversating with women that he used to deal with. And I think that y'all had a conversation with that. Now, was there any meetups? Only he knows that, you know what I mean? But I feel like if a male is gonna talk, excuse me y'all, oh my God, give me a second. So, okay. Now, feminine energy, if you have a male energy that's here conversating with females that he was once sexually active with, I think that's disrespectful. You know what I mean? He don't have no respect for females. He has no respect for a female. This is someone that was abandoned, you know, by a female, by a mother. You know what I mean? So he has no respect. You know what I mean? He has to learn that on himself. So you did get the Six of Swords female energies, and that means moving on, going on somewhere else where you're going to be appreciated at, okay? Because you're not being appreciated here. If you stay in this situation, you need to be strong, because the Queen of Wands, she moves on. You know what I mean? Queen of Wands is somebody that don't think about and handle situations through emotions, because if you handle this situation through emotions, then you're going to keep getting whooped emotionally. Even though he might not physically whoop you, but he whoops you emotionally and mentally. You know what I mean? I think he has a little mouth. He's a little slick. You know what I mean? With the mouth. So like I said, the Queen of Wands moves on. You know what I mean? If something's not fitting her, she moves around, okay? So let's go ahead and go to the second card. Universe, can I get information about the second card here? Yeah, so the Page of Wands, you know what I mean? This is someone, see, when the Page of Wands is right side up, he's able to move forward, even though it's slow, but he's not going to be able to, because it is upside down. So that's for the male energy, right? And even if it's for you, both of y'all not going to be able to move forward, because he wasn't raised right. I'm sorry. And like I said, if y'all do stick it out, y'all do get the Three of Cups that's upside down. So there ain't going to be no celebration between y'all. And yes, he will be cheating, okay? So usually right side up, this is the cheating card. But in this reading, there ain't no celebration and there's going to be cheating, okay? So time for you to go, female energy. Have respect for yourself. And dignity. Okay, next card. It's not going to happen. So you did get the Magician, which is upside down. So if you're with this man, you're not going to be able to manifest, not only with emotions with him, but with money. Because if you see, all the suits are here. It's Wands, Swords, Cups, and Pentacles. You're not going to be able to manifest and make things shake with this male energy. So you do have to, if you notice, everything's upside down. And at the bottom of the deck, you did get the Nine of Pentacles, which is upside down, which is not a good way for that to be there. So this represents, if you choose to stick it out with the male energy, it's not going to be good. You're going to be looking crazy. You're going to be cheated on, and it's going to be even worse. So please, you just get yourself out of it while you can before all that happens. And it might be happening now. I think it is happening now, because y'all are broke up. You just need to go ahead and just not even go back to it, okay? Universe. Final card for the second card. Final card for the second card, universe. Final card for the second card. Okay, yeah, so it's another upside down card. Usually when this card is right side up, y'all can work through it. But it's upside down. So if you notice, all these cards that are supposed to be good are coming in upside down. So it's not a good situation for you, feminine energy. Male energy is not going to understand you at all. And the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Wands. You know what I mean? I do feel like this is the energy of the feminine energy. You know what I mean? Even though you want to stop everything, stop the fighting, the back and forth, the male energy don't feel like that. So that's what you got to understand, and you got to get up out of it, okay? Universe. Can we get more information about the third card at hand? This one wanted to come out so bad. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and accept it because it wanted to come out, and plus I felt like it needs to be the card. So female energy, you have to be the Queen of Cups. So if you look at the Queen of Cups, the female energy who is compassionate, you know what I mean? Loving, thoughtful, and considerate. Right? Give me a second. She's all that, right? But the Queen of Cups is also someone that can give those emotions to somebody. But if you look at her hand, she has one hand on the cup, but she also has the other hand going like this, right? So you need to learn that when someone doesn't give you, reciprocate the same energy, you got to pull it back, because that's what the Queen of Cups does. They're able to give it, but if they're not reciprocated of the same kind of energy and love, you got to know how to pull it back, you know? And I think that's kind of hard for you, feminine energy, but I think this relationship taught you that you need to be like that. And that's how you got to be. The Queen of Energy is somebody that's able to give everything that I mentioned, but when it's not being reciprocated, the Queen takes it back. You know what I mean? And don't feel no kind of way about it. So you got to build yourself up stronger mentally. I know that you're very in tune. You think with your heart, but you got to start thinking with your mind. You know what I mean? Because thinking with your mind and making better decisions when it comes to men, and thinking with your mind, you know what I mean? You got to check that history of that male energy. You got to see, did he have a mom energy in his life growing up? And did he have a father? And did they get along? Are they still together? You know, all that matters. You know, sometimes people think that it doesn't matter, but yes, it does matter very much. Like if you want a successful situation with somebody, a marriage and kids, they have to be raised the same way. It can't just be you. You cannot be the healer. You know what I mean? Because if you teach this man how to do it, he's going to leave you anyway and take what he learned with somebody else. You know what I mean? And that's going to just be horrible, right? So you got to learn to be on your own, man. You got to learn that all you need is yourself. You know what I mean? This is a person standing by himself, and he's juggling his mind and his emotions. He don't need anybody to help him. You know what I mean? Juggle that together. He can do that on his own, okay? So that's what I'm saying. That goes hand in hand with the Queen of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, okay? So let's go ahead and keep going. Universe, can I get the second? Okay, so it's on the side, y'all. So it is the Queen. I'm going to take it right side up. You do need to make a decision, you know, but you remember we were talking about logically, your mind, you know what I mean? Not emotion. So when I see the Ace of Wands, that means you're going by thought, you know what I mean? By your mind. You're not using your emotion to deal with this situation. It is the Ace of Wands, you know what I mean? You need to do what's best for you, ma'am. So the bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. You know what I mean? It's time to grow up. You know what I mean? So right when it's right side up, that means someone is not childish, but immature. You know what I mean? They usually just, they just usually think one way, but when it comes to the emotion, not the emotions and the mind. So, you can't just think with the emotions. You got to use your mind and what's logically better for you, right? So, final card. Okay, yeah. So, like I was saying, you know what I mean? You have to be the King of Wands or the Queen of Wands. Is there a Queen of Wands here? Didn't I see a Queen of Wands? No, I didn't. Like on the bottom of the deck, no, I didn't. That was air sign. But you have to be the King of Wands. King of Wands is somebody that don't use emotion when they pass their judgment on how to handle something. They don't go by the emotion, right? They use their mind what's logically right, okay? And also at the same time, at the bottom of the deck, you did get the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is actually cutting off that relationship, cutting off, you got an Ace of Wands and you got an Ace of Swords. But when I think of swords, it's like cutting. You got to cut that off. You know what I mean? You got to cut that off of you being just emotionally when it comes to men. When it comes to men, you got to be logical, okay? Because most of the time, men, they're just logical. You know what I mean? They don't use their emotion too much. So even if they were raised right, they don't use it too much. They do, but it's more logical, more with the mind. So you got to cut that off, fam, because it's not going to be good for you, okay? So now we're at the end of the card reading. So now we're taking it to the pendulum, okay? Now, pendulum, is it the feminist energy best bet to just move on with herself and to find somebody that's going to put in the same energy that she puts in? Okay? Is it her best bet? So, if you see it's going around in a circle, it's going around in a circle. So, and it's getting bigger and bigger. So, yes. So, that means yes, feminine energy. You got to go on about your business and find you someone that's going to put in what you put in, that's going to reciprocate the energy, okay? So, which should be easy because y'all already broken up. He ain't thinking about you. He's over here messing with these women that he was already messing with, okay, before you. So that being said, feminine energy, love yourself, respect yourself, have some dignity for yourself, and stop trying to, get back with this male energy because it's going to be the same thing when y'all get back together, okay? So that being said, this is the end of the reading, right? I'll be back next week. Please join me. It was a pleasure for me to have you here. It'll be a pleasure when you come back. Once again, I'm Sepharina. This is Rainbow Warrior Tarot. May the universe be with you, fire signs, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.